I got this CD player in from one of the locals here. It's called The Project. Literally, that's the name of it. It's not a name brand, it's one of these boutique brands, and he says it doesn't turn on. So I said, sure, I'll take a look at it. Now, there's no information on this whatsoever. I can't find any info on it, but we're going to take a look at it and see if I can figure out why this thing's not turning on. I'm not holding my breath on this one. Let's check it out. I got this CD player in to take a look at. Apparently it is not working. It's called a the Project. It looks to be one of these audiophile grade units. Apparently it doesn't work, and I'm going to take a look at it and see if we can figure out what is going on with this unit. We'll plug it in first of all and see what it does. Apparently there's a CD stuck inside it. It's powered up with an AC adapter. Well, that won't help. I hit my power button off here. I'll just plug it straight in. Plug it straight into mains rather than plug it into my power bar just because it kicked the power off. Alright, it's got power. Let's see what happens when I try to power this up. It doesn't even power up. I wonder if its adapter is no good. Well, we'll check that out. We'll grab the meter here and unplug that. This is an AC output. It's not a wall board. It's just a transformer. So let's put this in AC mode, and we'll see that we have 18 volts. So the adapter works. It's just a transformer. The voltage regulation and everything goes on inside here. It says, yeah, power AC 16 volts. So there's a problem inside the unit. So let's open it up. I'll start by removing the bezel from the front. I don't even know how this comes apart. There's screws down the side here as well. I guess I'll take out these other screws as well and see whether it falls apart. Busy day today. I had to change the blower wheel on my HVAC system again because it decided to fall apart. It seems like these blower wheels are just a one-time use device now because I changed it, I guess, about 8 years ago. I had a motor that failed and I changed the motor, and shortly after the motor was changed, the blower wheel failed, so I changed the blower wheel. And then the motor failed again, so I had to change the motor, and shortly after changing the motor, the blower wheel fails again. What gives? It's like these are a one-time use blower wheel, and if you change the motor, the blower wheel gets damaged, and you've got to change it as well. At least that's how it seems these days. Because when you pull the motor out from the blower wheel, when it's locked on with the set screw, when you pull the motor out, it tends to stick, and I guess when it sticks, it deforms the. That's how it comes out. Look at that! I thought it was going to be a computer drive in here, and it is. So I don't need to take this faceplate off. We'll just tighten these screws back up. So there we go. It's just a computer drive. I charge a premium for this. It's a slot load computer drive that's just stuck inside this cabinet with some control circuitry. Oh man. Alright. I guess first things first, we'll lift the drive out so that I can at least inspect it and see why it's not turning on. Is it getting power? That's the first thing, right? We'll check for power, but I'll pull the drive because I should be able to flip this out, and I'm just looking to see how it's attached. I can probably spin the disc out by turning this little cog wheel here. Will that eject the disc? I think it will. Yep, that will eject the disc. So we'll spin out the disc. See if his taste of music is any good. John Coltrane. Damn right. Gonna have to make a copy of that. That's one I don't have. Blue Train. Wow. I want this disc. I'm making a copy of this before this goes back. That is definitely a class act. That. Okay, so that has that disc out. I guess the next thing I got to do is I'm just looking to see how this is connected in here. There's a ribbon cable that goes down to a control board here on the bottom. And it looks like it's probably long enough that I can spin out these screws and lift this drive out. A bunch of spacers in here as well that are going to fall out when I lift out the screws, so I got to be sure I put them back in place. There's a couple of little spacers here that hold the drive in place. I'm actually getting on this one. This one came in yesterday, and I had a fellow call me today that was going to bring me a VCR, and I said, sure, bring it on down. And he says, I'm leaving right now. I'll be there shortly, and I've been waiting for a little while, and he hasn't showed up, so I figured, okay, I'll just get on this right now, and we'll see if I can get this one running while I'm waiting for a VCR to show up. Got the AC running in here today because it's pretty warm out. Okay. This is what we're looking at here. We've got a little power board and a ribbon connector that goes up to the optical pickup. So it's not a CD-ROM. Actually has a proper servo board down here. We got a power supply over here, and what is this washer doing there? That may have fallen out from one of the nuts that I took off. All right, I want to kind of take a look at these. Looks like there's a couple fuses down here on the board. We'll check them and see if they're popped. Now, when I say fuse, I'm obviously referring to the fusible resistor. And that's okay. I just going to make sure that there's actual power getting to the unit. So that one makes a connection, and make sure that there's actually a connection made here. Well, we'll just plug in power and check for voltages. So we'll look for DC voltages on the side of the bridge rectifier here. It's got diodes down here, so we should have a positive and a negative supply probably. I'm thinking it's probably got a split supply. So let's just check this out. See if we got any juice anywhere on this board. I don't see anything. No DC voltages. What about AC? I don't see anything here. I wonder if it's this connection. I wonder if this plug is any bloody good. Uh, 1.2 volts AC. You guys can't see that, but I'm checking it right here on the connector. Is it this side by chance? No, we can just check it here. Okay, I got 17 volts AC there. So I got power getting in. Well, I had power to this pin. I wonder if it's just a connection on the other side. I'm just going to pull this board out and take a look at that and see whether there's any fault there. So the board's held in just by a couple screws. And that should lift this board out, I think. Undo this connector. This connects the front panel with this circuit board. And we should be able to lift this board out, I think. Spin that. Screw out. Okay, the board should lift out now. I hate ribbon cables. I really do. They're the biggest pain in the ass. Okay. Now I can inspect this board and see if there's anything that looks to be out of place on here. Looking at the layout for power, this is ground. This one's connected directly to ground. This one here connects down through the board here. There's two places on the board that it goes through. One goes into the side of the relay, I believe. The other side comes up right here. So this should be, there should be power here. Now I could probably power this portion up without having the unit in the board, because this is always powered. This is the power supply. So let's just check and see whether I'm getting any DC voltage here on this filter capacitor. So this is the main rectifier here, and I have 22 volts. So that's got power. It's got power there. I got nothing on this side here because this is controlled through this relay over here. But the standby power is there. I would expect that I'm going to see standby power probably over on one of these pins over here as well. Let's see if I got standby power on any of these pins. Yeah, I have 3.3 volts there. So we know that that part's working, and we'll just check the other side of these pins here. .4, 2.4, 5 volts, 4.7. So that's our standby. So this has got the standby is working. So I'm going to put this board back in. I'll just discharge this capacitor here because obviously that's the one that's storing the standby power. I'm going to put the board back in and reconnect it, and we'll see if we can get this thing to turn on. Okay, I've got the CD drive plugged back in. I'm just going to power it up again and just see if anything changes. Still nothing. I don't know where I'm really going on this unit. I can check for voltages. I got 5 volts getting up to this front board. This is the board that should tell the system to turn on. This is a microprocessor, I think, or maybe it's on here. This might just be the button board, and it provides a voltage drop back to the main processor here. I don't know. The display doesn't turn on. This might just be the display board. It does have 5 volts getting to it though. I'm just checking to see for voltage drops and stuff for when I push buttons, and looking to see whether I can see things toggling. I mean, it power switch is this one over here. Right when I press that button, I see a voltage drop. So one side's grounded, so it does drop to 0. Just looking to see what the other keys do. Is it a key scan? This is connected up to this other board here. So some of these pins I should see a voltage drop on when I push buttons. Like there, I see a voltage drop right there when I press power. Press the power button, that goes to 0. So that's sending a signal back here on, I'm going to say it's this pin over here. I'm going to power it up and just look and see if we can see anything that's heating up on here when I apply power to it. Doesn't seem to be much that's changing, does it? Hit the power button. Like I see nothing's heating up. I mean, if I put my hand in there, you can see how hot my hand is by comparison. Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of heat down here in the regulator. Down here, is it this one? Which one's getting hot? One of these regulators is getting a bit warm. Which one is it? Let's see here. Can I spot it? That one? No. This one over here. That one there is, that regulator's got some power to it. That one there. Unplug the power and it should cool down. Give it power again. You can see that one chip's getting a bit warmer than the rest. But still, I got no control. I'm not seeing any voltage drop when I press buttons on the thing. I think what I'm going to do on this is I'm just going to contact the fella and tell him, you know, without service data, you're really just guessing because I don't know what's hooked up to what. Press the power button and it goes to 0. But it doesn't come back. So that should turn the unit on. There's nothing on the display, but nothing appears to work. I'm going to hook the drive back up and see. Maybe it's the display is shot and the thing might turn on and accept the disk. Who knows? But I think this is one of these ones where I'm just going to have to let the guy know, you know, I don't have any service data for this thing. I don't know anything about it. Probably nobody has any service data on this. They've just basically gone and got a cheap Chinese International. I'm not kidding. Look. Warning. Chinese and International patent product chassis. So what these guys have done that are building this thing is they've just gone and bought themselves a regular, like a basic transport, and they built a board for it. But they ain't doing anything. So let's just power it back up here.
And I might add, they probably charge a premium price for this too.
Pop the laser back in.
The guy that owns it, he laughed. He said, yeah, it's been a project, all right. A project to try to get it to work.
Almost looks like that's a little bit buggered up there, but maybe not. Plug that back in. Plug this other ribbon cable back in for the switch. I'll give it power. Hit the power button and then see whether the CD will try to load. I don't think it's going to do anything, but no. That operates a switch which should start the mechanism loading the disk, but it's not doing anything. I think I'm going to just wash my hands of this unit here and let the guy know that I don't have any service data. I don't even know a model number of this thing. He just said it was called the Project. So, yeah, I'm going to cut my losses now. Wasted enough time on this. It's nothing that's real obvious. caps tested good. I checked the ESR on them all. They all tested fine. So I think I'm going to just leave it at that. Thanks for watching.